Good morning, crew, or good afternoon if you're watching this after 12. I just wanted to touch base with a topic that I think is important. As you know, I'm married. I am. I'm a married man. And what ends up happening is I have to make content a lot, partially for my job, also because I'm a content creator, you know? It's just the type of guy I am. And a lot of the times, when you're creating content all the time, you probably know this. You're constantly thinking about it. You're constantly thinking about what are some ideas you could have. You see something on the street and you're like, that would make a good video. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do this. Or you might even be one of those guys that you want to just talk about ideas. You're like, what if we did this? What if we did this? I love to ask people like, what do you think I should make? I love asking that type of question because then it just, for how I see things, I enjoy seeing me from their perspective. Now, I've asked my wife this so many times that she just gets annoyed. And my wife loves me. She does. She supports me in everything that I'm doing. So she's awesome. So this is not in any way, shape, or form a knock against her. It's actually me that's the problem. Because what ends up happening, and some of you may relate if you're married or have significant others or what, or maybe you have friends who maybe fit in this scenario too, but I end up thinking so much about content creation, at least about YouTube, at least about writing, about ideas, that I end up not being present with them when it's their time, right? There's times to be YouTube, there's times to be focused on ideas, and whenever it's only ideas, when it's only content and only thinking about what you could be making, it ends up hurting the people you're with, because what ends up happening is they don't feel like they have you. You're just kind of off in your own little world, and they just want to have you with them, and you can't seem to do that. You can't seem to pull away. I'm getting better at this. I'm definitely not perfect, and maybe you're way better at this than me. And if so, that's awesome. I'm congratulating you. But I did want to at least touch base on this, that like a lot of people deal with this. A lot of people do it with just work. Like a lot of people would call that being a workaholic, right? A lot of people back in the day, they used to only think about work. They used to only think about what they could be doing at the job, how they could be improving. And I've read enough books and met enough people to know typically workaholism stems from the fact people don't feel competent with their partner or with their family. And the only place they actually feel like they are competent and a leader and have authority is in the workplace. And when we're YouTubers, when we're creating content, when we're business owners, we can actually feel that way because we are the big man on top. You know what I mean? We are the person making decisions. And sometimes within our relationships, we don't feel like that. So, what am I doing to fix this? What am I doing to fix this? How can you be fixing this? The biggest thing I think is just, it's kind of selfish, but it's figuring out what are the minimum tasks you need to do, or the minimum things you need to create every day. So for example, anytime that I'm just constantly thinking about ideas, usually it's because I haven't already made something that day. I haven't written a blog post. I haven't written an email. I haven't made a video. But when I have made like 2 videos, when I've made 3 videos, when I've been editing for an hour, you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to talk about content creation. I'm just like, I'm done. I did it. And I think that's, I got a little distracted here because I saw my coffee. If you don't have your coffee already, you better grab some. I'll wait a few seconds. Okay, you got your coffee now? Good. Okay. Yeah, I think that's important for you. I think you need to be making things daily as a content creator. I just do. And I think that's not, you don't have to make something huge. You don't have to make a long form YouTube video essay every day. But you do need to be doing something, like chipping away a little bit. And that's how we stay disciplined. That's how we actually grow in it. One of my favorite books, it's out of reach of here, but it's the War of Art talks a lot about like how if you just do a little bit every day, you don't it doesn't have to be good. It's just if you're doing it. If you do the action of making every day, that's all that matters. So I can tell you from personal experience, a lot of the times I am just constantly thinking about YouTube and making videos when I'm supposed to be on a date with my wife, when I'm supposed to be out with friends. Oh man, that's a big one. I'll be out with friends and I'm just like, I should be editing right now. I could be filming something else right now. And you know what? That's not fair to them. And that's not good. That's not healthy. I think a lot of young YouTubers who are starting out, they're constantly thinking like that. It's funny because you look at, and this will be my last thing, is you look at a lot of things that the YouTubers need to do to get to the top, and they're just grinding. And that's true. You got to grind. But it is funny how you grind. You get to the top, you hit 1 million subscribers, you accomplish your goals, you're making money, and then you start to think, what is else, right? What else is there? And you know what? There's more. It's just numbers and results are not what's going to actually fulfill you. It's really not. And you know what fulfills me? Actually being with my friends, actually spending time with my wife. For me, being in the Word. And whenever I actually discipline myself to do those things, that's when I get results. And you know what, though? I'll say that, though, because I feel like I haven't seen... A lot of people would say, hey, just don't do it. Just be present. It's like, yeah. But I really think if you actually get really intentional with like figuring out for you, what are the things you have to make every day? Maybe it's just writing a paragraph. Maybe it is just filming something that can get you to that feeling of like, I did it today. Like I worked towards something today. If you can do that, you'll win. So, yeah, guys. I know you're not supposed to do an outro, but hang with me for like 30 seconds because I do want to explain a little bit of these videos. I think overall, these are all going to be one take. This is going to be like a video diary of sorts. And I really want this to be something for other content creators like me who are either already doing it, they're starting out, whatever. I just want you to imagine like we're just chilling. It's just you and me talking about content. So drop comments, like ask questions, talk about things that I don't know that are on your mind, ideas you might have. If you want me to talk about those ideas, whatever, I could break those down. I just want this to be a much more open form of communication between you and me. And like you and I are trying to get this thing going together. So let's freaking do it and go out there and, in the words of Roberto Blake, make something awesome today. All right. See you tomorrow.